folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making tater salad. Now, to make tater salad, obviously you need some taters. You need 4 eggs, and you need half a cup of sweet pickle relish, a 1/4 cup of mustard, half a cup of mayonnaise, and you need some spices. And I've got a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a tablespoon of pepper. Now that's how I season mine. You can season yours with anything you want. You can add minced onions, you could add a little minced celery, maybe some green bell peppers or red bell peppers. I mean, there's lots of things you can add into your tater salad, but you need to kind of keep in mind the crowd you're making it for. Lots of folks have trouble with raw vegetables, especially onions and celery and things like that. They have trouble digesting them, and that's one of the reasons why I use the onion powder in mine. Also, kids are way more likely to eat it if they don't see a raw onion in it. But in my case, I actually have an allergy to raw onion. I eat it cooked all day long, but not raw. And lots of other people have trouble just digesting it and stuff. And a lot of people actually do have that allergy. So, you know, kind of keep that in mind. Now, as far as varieties of taters go, you can use anything from a plain old russet tater, and it's what I usually use. A russet tater, though, is a little bit softer, and it has a slightly different flavor as like a red skin or a Yukon Gold. They're going to be firmer, and they have a slightly different flavor, but mostly they're just firmer in texture. And lots of folks around Independence Day, which is coming up very soon, they will use the little red, white, and blue potatoes to make tater salad and kind of give it a patriotic look, and you can certainly do that. The variety of tater really does not matter. You can pick what flavor you like best and what texture you like best. And whether or not you peel them, again, that is entirely up to you. It's the flavor you want and the crowd you're making it for. If I use red skins or Yukon Gold, I usually don't peel those, but the russets I usually do. And I cook mine all together. A little bit deeper pot than this would be better, but I wanted y'all to kind of see what I do. But I put my taters in, and then I put my eggs in kind of on top of my taters, so they're not all the way down in the bottom. Because generally speaking, the eggs are going to cook faster than the taters. And it's also a good idea if all your taters are the same size. Like, see how most of mine are this size, and I got this one real big one here. You don't really want one real big one, because that one real big one won't get done before all the rest of them are cooked mushy. So if they're all about the same size, that's better, even if they're different varieties. And I put my eggs on the top because, like I said, generally they cook a little bit faster than the taters, but you can cook a boiled egg for however long it takes you to cook your taters, as long as it's not sitting in the bottom of the pan right down on the stove element. That will burn it, and you know, it'll make it kind of brown. So just keep them up in the top, and you can cook them all together, and put enough water in here to cover everything, or at least cover all your taters good, because your eggs cook faster if your pots, you know, if you're making like 20 pounds of taters for tater salad and you've got to get a whole bunch of eggs in it. If your eggs aren't all completely covered as they cook, you can kind of roll them over, you know, and somewhere toward the middle of cooking the taters, and they'll cook that way too. And just the heat from the pot will probably cook them even if you don't rotate them in the time it takes your taters to cook if they're mostly covered with water. You can cook this in an Instant Pot too. And in an Instant Pot, if you put it in the Instant Pot, set it to seal for about 10 minutes. But as soon as the timer goes off, release the steam and run cold water over it. Don't let it sit in that pot full of steam and slow release. If you do that, your taters will be mushy and you'll have mashed tater salad instead of tater salad when you're done. Charlotte and I made gallons and gallons and gallons of this stuff at yesteryear, and we always did it in an Instant Pot. And it works really, really well. Just 10 minutes with the steam set, and your taters are all cooked no matter what size they are, and your eggs are cooked and they don't burn, and you can put it all in there together. And if you're making a lot, we would usually make 10 pounds of taters and a dozen eggs at a time. And it works just fine like that. And like I said, they don't burn and everything gets done in 10 minutes. Just make sure you do the steam release and then run water over them as soon as your pot releases. So if you want to instant pot them, especially if you got to do a lot. But all you do is cover this with water and boil it until your taters are done. And I cannot give you a set time on that because different varieties are going to cook at different speeds. The firmer ones, like the red skins, are going to take longer to cook than the russet ones. The bigger ones are going to take longer to cook. Stick them with a fork, and when they're tender, they're done. Also, if your skins start cracking on your taters, that's a pretty good sign they're done. But you can just stick them with a fork and they should be soft when you stick them with the fork. If you have trouble getting a fork in them, they ain't done. Keep cooking them. Okay, if you want to peel your taters, don't peel them before you cook them. It takes way too long. It wastes a lot of your tater. If you cook them while they're still warm, you can literally take your hands and just slide the skin off like that. I had girls do this at yesteryear though, and they all complain because sometimes you got to use your fingernails a little bit, that it ruined their manicure. I mean, I literally had little girls cry because they was ruining their manicures. If you take your paring knife and take the side of it, you can kind of scrape the skin off with your paring knife and you don't have to use your fingernails. So if you have your fingernails done, you've done a manicure or something, it won't ruin them. You do want to though, whether you peel them or not, check them for bad spots because all taters have bad spots. And you can see right there's one on this one, and just kind of dig that out with your paring knife. If you were using your hands, you'd have to use your fingernails for that, and that was what they would cry about because it would ruin the manicures. It's still much faster than peeling a raw potato and much easier, and you don't really waste any of your potato. You know, you're literally just scraping the outside of the skin off. It is sticky though, and it will make a mess of your nails. So, you know, that was one of the many tricks that Charlotte and I learned while we were making so much tater salad at yesteryear. Now, there's a couple other tricks too. If you're making this for like 30-40 people and you're making a 10-pound batch and you don't want to take the time to cut all the taters up because that does take a minute, you can break them up with your hands. Just break them up in chunks about the size of what you wanted. You know, you don't want to totally mash them, but you want to be able to get the dressing evenly distributed on your taters, and you also don't want big old huge chunks of tater that aren't going to have any salt and pepper and stuff on them, no dressing on them. It just doesn't taste good that way, but you don't want it too small and mashed. So I like chunks about this big, and you can do it, like I said, cutting them or breaking them up with your hands. It just depends on how much time you have, but it's much faster to cut them once they're cooked. So boil them whole, boil your eggs with them. One pot's all you need. For the eggs, I like to mash mine with a potato masher. It's really quick, and you can chop them up again. You can use a knife and chop them up real fine, but the potato masher does it in just a minute. I mean, literally like a squish or two per egg, and they're all squished up and ready to go. And you don't have to stand there all day. And I do like my eggs pretty fine. I don't like real huge chunks of egg white in my dressing. And the egg is going to be a big part of the dressing on your tater salad. And you can save an egg to garnish the top with if you want. That's just up to you. If you're cutting them, you want them cut kind of in bite-sized pieces. You really want to be able to get a couple of chunks of potato on the fork with the dressing. So you don't want them too big. But either way, breaking them or cutting them, much faster, much easier once they're cooked. Because a raw potato is pretty hard, and it's hard to get your paring knife through it. It just takes more effort. And I honestly think cutting them once they're cooked might even be faster than breaking them up with your hands. But like I said, if you're in a huge hurry, you can just grab a hold of that tater and squeeze it. And that's how we made it pretty much at yesteryear. We just squeeze it. And that's all there is. You just want to get it in pieces. Whether you break them, whether you cut them, it don't matter. Just get them in pieces. And then the dressing you can make in your bowl. You don't have to mix it up separate. Pickle relish is kind of important to your tater salad. You want to get a pickle relish that you really, really like the flavor of. Wickles is really good, and you can use dill pickle relish in your tater salad if you want to. My Aunt Dot used to make dill pickle tater salad a lot. Or you can just dice up a dill pickle and put it in it instead of the sweet relish. It's a totally different flavor. Really, really good, but totally different. And it really depends on what flavor you like. So if you want to dice up a dill pickle in it, that's fine. There is a sweet pickle relish that the Dollar Tree sells that has sugar in it instead of high fructose corn syrup. And it doesn't have any really strong overpowering spices in it. And next to Wickles, that's probably my second favorite brand of pickle relish, and it's much less expensive. Wickles is pretty expensive, and I know a lot of us are really having to watch every dollar we spend on groceries right now. So the sweet pickle relish at the Dollar Tree is not bad. Give it a try if you haven't tried it. But you just dump in your pickle relish, and you can adjust the mustard. I kind of cut my mustard back. I used to like a little more mustard in mine, but Samantha complained that she didn't like quite so much mustard in it, so I cut it back a little bit because I do try to adapt what I'm cooking to the flavor of all the people that I cook for. She likes it, she just don't like quite so much, so I cut mine back to 1/4 cup. And it's just plain yellow mustard, nothing fancy about it, the cheap stuff. And I have a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Now, mayonnaise is also important in this. The flavor and the texture of the mayonnaise is going to change the flavor and the texture of your tater salad. My mama swore by Duke's mayonnaise, and I tried a lot of different brands when my kids were growing up to save a penny here or there. And I got to tell you, Duke's mayonnaise is worth it. And if you shop sales, you can get it for the same price as you get the store brand of mayonnaise for. You just got to watch for them to have it on sale. So watch for the Duke's mayonnaise sales and get the Duke's mayonnaise. It really does make a difference. And like I said, the spices are to taste, and you can change them, and you can dice up fresh onion, mince it real fine, fresh celery, different things, some bell pepper and stuff in here if you want to. If the crowd you're eating likes it, definitely. Fresh is always best. But I have a tablespoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of sugar. And I know a lot of folks are going to say, you're adding sugar? Yeah, I'm adding just a tablespoon of sugar. You would not believe what a difference that 1 tablespoon of sugar makes in the flavor of your salads. And most commercial salads and commercial salad dressings are sweetened. It's just something that we have come to expect when we taste a salad in this country and probably about everywhere. We've just gotten used to sweeter foods as time has gone on. If you don't want to put the sugar in there, you don't have to put it in there. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir this until everything is very well blended. I don't want any lumps of mayonnaise, and I don't want any lumps of eggs. I'm going to get all my chunks of potato that I sliced separated up there. Every once in a while I'll have somebody real educated comment because I say tater a lot, and they'll say, who in the world says tater? That ain't even a word. Nobody says tater anymore. Well, when I grew up, nobody said potato, but most of them people who say tater ain't a word eat tater tots. So, you know, it's a word, folks. And they eat tater wedges. I mean, most tater wedges, they don't say potato wedges, they say tater wedges on them when you go buy them. And tater tots definitely don't say potato tots. But that right there is a pretty well mixed up bowl of tater salad. And that's literally all you have to do to make it. You only need to put one pot on the stove and heat up the kitchen with one pot. And tater salad is better if it's made at least 3 or 4 hours ahead of time and put in the refrigerator and chilled. And you can definitely make it the day before. You can even make it 3 days before. Like if you're gonna have a big cookout on the weekend and you wanna get stuff prepared before, you can make tater salad and coleslaw and macaroni salad and all that stuff Thursday or Friday evening, so that when the weekend comes and you're having your cookout, you don't have to spend all day cooking. You can go out and enjoy the day with everybody else. In the summertime, I keep sides like tater salad and coleslaw and baked beans and macaroni salad in the refrigerator because they will literally go with just about everything, not just cooked out stuff. I mean, you can have it with fried chicken, you can have it with pork chops, you can have it, oh goodness, of course, hamburgers and hot dogs and barbecue chicken and all that stuff, but just about any meal, tater salad makes a good side. And if you have it made ahead of time, you know, make enough for 3 or 4 or 5 nights, especially when you're just cooking for 1 or 2 people, it will save you a ton of time. And in the summertime, you don't feel like standing there and cooking a big meal with a lot of sides, especially if you've been outside working all day in the heat. You want to come in and have most of your meal already ready. And with sides like tater salad, you can do that. So give this a try, use some of the tricks, you know, save all the peeling and cutting until after you cook the potatoes if you want to peel them. Or if you don't want to peel them, you don't have to. It's just what you like, the taste you like, the texture you like, and how the people that you're making it for like it. Most of my crowd likes it peeled. There's a few of them that don't care, but most of them care and they want the peel off, so that's how I usually do it. But like I said, if I'm using something like Yukon Gold or red skin potatoes, you really can't even tell those skins are on there because the potato itself is a different texture. So make up some tater salad for Memorial Day, for Independence Day, for all the summer cookouts coming up. Hang on to this recipe, and not just for cookouts. Keep some in the refrigerator for when you need some quick side dishes on a weeknight. Before we go, I want to leave y'all with John 15:12 and 13. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. If you have not already, please don't forget to click like and subscribe before you leave. And until next time, remember to put God first.